Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It definitely helps the channel. Lots of catching up to do. The 9 to 5 has definitely gotten in the way of getting these videos completed. So I apologize for that. But let's jump right back in. We've got lots of great news. Obviously, the Bitcoin conference happened this week. XRP conference kicking off today. And I'm sure tons of news is going to come out of that as well. And there's already been a ton of news happening. So a tons to get caught up on. I will give you a little bit of that in today's video and then a lot more as we head into next week. Let's take a look at pricing. Bitcoin down a bit, 1.66% over the last 24 hours and down 3.27% over the last 7 days, but still at almost $105,000. We obviously reached an all-time high recently at $110,000. Right now down to 104,681. No fear, be patient, obviously, and many expect this thing to run up to 150, 200, or 250,000 before this bull run is over, which many of the experts out there are saying will be end of this year or first quarter of next year. So Ethereum sitting at 2,570, up 1.55% over the last 7 days, down 3.42% over the last 24 hours. XRP at the number 4 spot, sitting at $2.18, down 4.32% over the last 24 and down 6.09% over the last 7 days. And Solana sitting at the number 6 spot at $160.16, down almost 5% in the last 24 hours and down 9.45% in the last 7 days. So Solana struggling here over the last week. Let's jump into some news on X, ladies and gentlemen. And like I said, there is tons of it. So stick with me here. First, we are going to start off with Jake Claver and an interview with Flare Network's Hugh Filion here. And let's take a listen to this because this is important stuff. Take a listen.
Do you think at scale, once this is implemented, you could utilize an AI that could look over the data that you're providing and then run an algorithm and provide that liquidity at scale in the areas that need it the most?
Yeah, so, basically, pretty much all of the institutions in crypto are kind of running an AI. But there's not really an AI. It's more like machine learning models or statistical models. We have been building something called Flare AI Kit, and it will run again in our off-chain compute layer. And this will allow developers to effectively put an AI in this off-chain compute layer. And the point is, you could put this AI in the cloud, right? Doesn't matter. The problem is if you are a user of that AI and the developer changes any aspect of the AI, then, they can essentially rogue you. That would be really unpleasant, right? Like I could just, if I'm a developer and I just put an AI in the cloud and say, come use this, and I just turn off the AI and just put in my own program that just rogues you. This is why we're building off-chain compute then, so that you can operate sophisticated and like basically extremely demanding compute tasks, which cannot be done on chain, and you can operate that with effectively, you are able to verify that software that is in that compute layer is the software that the developer is saying it is. And you're able to verify when they can change it, under what circumstances they can change it, et cetera. Yeah, exactly. So, effectively it operates as, gives you similar guarantees to a blockchain, but with, much, much, much more compute.
There you have it from Hugh Filion of Flare Networks, and they are definitely partnering with XRP. You can research that, and hopefully I'll have more on that in upcoming videos. But you're gonna start to be able to earn yield on XRP via Flare Network. So more to come there. Here, coming from Brad Garlinghouse, he says, "Glad to be in the industry with you." At David F. Bailey. David F. Bailey has posted here, I want to thank you, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson, for extending an olive branch and donating the skull of Satoshi to the Bitcoin community. Very cool of them, and I'm thankful for their acknowledgement that Bitcoin mining is green. So this skull, was donated by Brad Garlinghouse this week and Chris Larson at the Bitcoin conference. So cool to see Brad still doing what he always does, supporting Bitcoin, trying to bring the crypto community together instead of having this, back and forth and infighting between, people who like one token over another. I mean, we just need to bring this industry together because there's plenty of good tech out there that can be utilized. So, coming in from Crypto Law, he says, Crypto Sleuth, Senator Loomis's canceled Ripple meeting. Now we know why Loomis won't meet with you. Her family is deep in Bitcoin. So, if you haven't followed this, Senator Loomis has not granted Brad Garlinghouse of Ripple a meeting, and he's requested several times. She just keeps avoiding him. And come to find out, I think through Cowboy Crypto, I believe it was her nephew is deep into Bitcoin and definitely sends out negative vibes on X around XRP. So there are some questions around Senator Loomis's authenticity and if she's just going to be pursuing Bitcoin versus all digital assets. So more to come on that, I'm sure, but we'd like to see her grant that meeting with Brad Garlinghouse for sure. Stephen Nureyev here. He's back in the scene, says the bat signal is up en route to XRP Las Vegas. What I've built across AI and Web3 was always intentional. Years in the making, none of it by accident. It all leads here. A system reset, a return to sovereignty for humanity. So Stephen Nureyev, who was very highly engaged early on with Ethereum and, was part of the documentary with Fruition Films around XRP and the SEC lawsuit, is heading to Vegas. So hopefully we'll hear more out of him coming from this weekend as well. Next up, Jack the Rippler. Speaking of Fruition Productions, he says here, breaking, a new documentary about XRP is being made with the help of Wall Street veteran at Linda P. Jones. And let's take a look at this trailer.
What is money? How is money created? And if our current money system is broken, what's a better alternative?
People have lost faith in fiat currencies.
The debt is so out of control that the whole system has to be reset and rebooted.
The government has a history of taking assets.
The Federal Reserve can basically create as much money as they want.
The bureaucracy beast system has been weaponized against the American people.
This is just the beginning. A new era of financial freedom where individuals can control their own money.
This blockchain revolution that Satoshi started.
There's going to be a reckoning, and we're not going to like it, for sure.
That looks pretty cool. So I look forward to seeing that new documentary. Fruition Productions did a great job with, like I said, the Ripple XRP SEC lawsuit film they made. If you haven't seen that, check it out. But look forward to seeing that. Chad Steingraber here says, from Wisdom Tree, XRP is the only other crypto that stands a chance against Bitcoin. And who is this message for? Not you, not crypto people. It's for governments, corporations, businesses, and large-scale investors looking to enter the crypto space. And here is the modern investor. If you don't follow him, look him up. He has good stuff in regards to crypto and makes it very, breaks it down into very simple terms. But take a listen to him on this topic.
A company by the name of Wisdom Tree. Wisdom Tree, a company that manages 100 billion US dollars, has recently compared XRP to Bitcoin in their latest report. They examined how much XRP needs to grow in order to outpace Bitcoin. And they even argued in their report that XRP is the only XRP is the only altcoin that stands out as a suitable cryptocurrency for a long-term portfolio strategy along with Bitcoin. They said institutional investors are no longer satisfied with having Bitcoin alone in their portfolios. The company said that XRP is the only altcoin that will complement the Bitcoin strategy. Okay, slow it down. Who is that for? It's not for us. Those are for companies. If you are a company who has $100 billion in assets, who are you talking to? You're not talking to us. You're talking to governments. You're talking to corporations. You're talking to entities who are looking to get within the cryptocurrency space. Think of why a company, anyone, would take their time to create a report that specifically says the only other altcoin, the only other coin that stands a chance against Bitcoin is XRP.
There you have it. Great stuff from the modern investor. Great to get these breakdowns because, again, there's so much information coming out. And now you're starting to see more institutions, governments, etc., get into not only Bitcoin, but also XRP. And remember, XRP Ripple has those 1,700 NDAs that never got disclosed through the lawsuit. And we may begin to see those start opening up, especially once this case is settled, which should be in the near future. So great stuff there. Wendy O here says XRP. She's retweeting Cointelegraph, which says new Ripple's Hidden Road launches OTC crypto swaps in the U.S., opening institutional access to cash-settled trades across major digital assets. If you don't know, Ripple purchased Hidden Road for I forget how much. It was over $1 billion recently, and now Hidden Road is launching OTC crypto swaps. So again, massive news for Ripple and XRP. We'll finish here from Echo X. He's retweeting Uphold. Just announced we're launching direct deposits on Uphold. And yes, it comes with rewards. Direct deposits, if you use Uphold, you can get 4% cash back in XRP. So this is great stuff. You know, we're getting away and having the opportunity to deal with places like Uphold and Robinhood and take our money out of the regular banking system and earn better rewards. Banks are going to try to catch up, but there's already places doing this, such as Uphold. So you may want to check them out. They also pay on if you have savings there, they'll pay a higher interest rate than you're going to get most other places. So definitely check them out. But that is it for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for stopping by. A lot of news happening, and I'm going to get back on board and bring it to you as much as possible. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and we will see you on the flip side.